Big Blue Nation, Lexington, Kentucky. The season is underway, and they want to get a look at the new Cats. John Calipari is ready to take on college basketball, the new model, arguably the nation's most talented freshman class. It's the SEC on ESPN, and tonight from Rupp Arena, it's the #2 Kentucky Wildcats and the Canisius Golden Griffins. Expectations sky high in Lexington. That, of course, is nothing new. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Rupp Arena. Great to have you alongside this evening. I'm Dave O'Brien, delighted to be joined by LaFonso Ellis. Fonz, great to be with you. And, we're talking about all the terrific freshman classes around America, but this is an eye-popping group that Kentucky has.
Without a doubt. I mean, 5 guys in the top 25 in the nation, and tonight it's going to be about great guard play. And when it comes to guard play, look no further than Briscoe Fox. This kid loves the number 12. How about 12 points and 12 assists in the first game last week? And this kid really gets it done for Kentucky. And Malik Monk, this kid could flat out shoot the rocks. He's got deep range. I think he's best off the bounce in his mid-range game. These two combine to be one of the best backcourts in the nation.
However, the sophomore Isaiah Briscoe may turn out to be Kentucky's leader in the end.
I love what Isaiah Briscoe does. He knows who he is. He's an outstanding defender, but he can really put it on the deck and finish around the rim. He's the anointed leader of this team, has worked on his jump shot. His ability to knock down Jays this year will soften up the defense and open it up for them for that dribble drive offense.
Here's a look at the lineups now. Kentucky's bigs, Adebayo and Derek Willis, go 6'10 and 6'9. The Griffins are led by senior Phil Valenti. He got 15 points a game last season. They'll really rely on him, along with the explosive Cassius Robertson, who can light it up beyond the three-point line. They're going to need a lot of those tonight. Under Reggie Witherspoon, the first-year head coach for Canisius. Not the first time he's led a college program. He is no stranger to Buffalo, in fact. He was the head coach at the University of Buffalo for 14 years until 2013. And the first game there, he got to coach against North Carolina.
Wow.
And they went all the way to the Final Four. And that's what Coach Cal has in mind. John Calipari trying to get him back to the Final Four. The Hall of Famer keeps bringing in tremendous recruiting classes. He's had to, because 28 Kentucky players have been drafted by the NBA since 2010. And we are underway as Kentucky wins the opening tip.
Bam Adebayo, number 3 there in white, got in foul trouble early last game. So look for Kentucky to get him involved early.
Boy, already an impressive drive by the freshman Fox. As you mentioned, 12 assists in his college debut on Friday night right here at Rupp.
Coach Calipari told me this morning he just wants him to play fast. He'll work on the poise later.
Up top, Crumpton. He's a 6'6 junior out of Niagara Falls, New York. Here's Valenti with a little bump, trying to turnaround shot, but wild off the window.
Adebayo doing a nice job of getting his hand up, contesting that shot.
One thought about the jumper. Back out to Fox, freshman from Houston, Texas. He scored over 3,000 points in his high school career. Monk trying to drive it. 18-footer off the mark.
That's that pull-up J that we talked about that he usually knocks down. Now, Canisius has to do who they are. They have to look to try to get some early opportunities before the length of Kentucky gets back and starts to impact their on the defensive end.
Well, they went 14 and 19 last season. The last season under Jim Barron, who retired from the school in upstate New York. Shot clock down to 10. Here's Crumpton to let fly, and around and out Willis with the rebound. He had a very strong debut for the season on Friday.
He was so active both on the glass. We know he can shoot the basketball, and like this decision I said early to get him involved in the game early. Adebayo.
Now the big fella on Friday night, I think had already had 2 fouls by now. Yes. And he sat most of the first half. And John Calipari had been telling him all week, you know you're going to get into foul trouble if you start to displace people. Underneath Valenti, nicely done to the left hand.
That's a really nice slip there. Miscommunication by Kentucky. They worked on this morning switching that action if they were in trouble.
And the whistle here. Kentucky has won 38 consecutive games here at Rupp Arena. They'll get Fox for his first personal.
Yeah, watch this little screen action on the offensive end. Derek Willis there didn't communicate to let the guard know where he was supposed to be. And when you do that and you don't communicate, now the guard opens up the baseline side. That was a beautiful read by Valenti, diving to the basket.
He's a senior. He is a left-hander. Up top here. School out of Buffalo, New York, an enrollment of about 3,200. On the drive, Robertson spins it up there and gets it to go.
And Dave, he's the guy that has to score a lot of baskets tonight for Canisius.
Briscoe to kick, swung to Fox. Isaiah Briscoe coming up 17 points against Stephen F. Austin. Willis on the move. Finds Bam on the baseline, but a foul and a blocking foul inside the paint. That'll go against Kiefer Douse, number 1 on him.
Dave, early in the season, I like what we're seeing from Derek Willis. We know that he can shoot the perimeter jump shot, but this is 2 games in a row now that he's turned it down, looking to make a play off the bounce. It's a big factor for Kentucky.
Well, not only coming out 15 points, but he blocked 3 shots. And early in that game on Friday, he was the engine that drove the Cats.
Indeed.
Briscoe to fall away, but that won't drop in. And Valenti there to pick the rebound. Malik Johnson, just a 5'10 freshman, but he leads the offense for the Golden Griffins, who have 5 native Canadians on the roster. Robertson flies. That's something he can do all night.
And we just said that OB on the other end. If Canisius is going to have a chance to stay in this game, he's got to make a lot of buckets tonight. Number 5 in blue, Cassius Robertson.
Well, it's 40% from beyond the 3-point line. Fox with a miss in close. And the Griffs want to run. Dunk down low for Douse. He can't get it. He follows his own miss for 2. And how about this start for Canisius? Boy, out of the gate on top of Kentucky, 9-2.
The early push for Canisius is going to be good all night long to try to make those bigs get out and run, and they'll get opportunities at the rim. But when they have the basketball on the offensive end here, this is the guy, Robertson. He has the ability to shoot it from NBA 3-point range. And Dave, we talked about the early push, looking for early opportunities. They don't get it. The secondary break is open. Kentucky not doing a good job of getting back and walling up and taking it away. And I know that's what John Calipari is hot about right now. It's what they talked about in shoot-around earlier today.
Well, that is a quick timeout he has to burn against a team that lost 19 games last season inside the MAC conference. They went just 8-12, and one of their biggest problems was shooting deficiencies. They were not a good 3-point shooting team, but they're making the shots here early tonight. Fox with a bounce feed and a kick. 16:36 to go here in the first half. A 9-0 run over the last 1 minute 37 seconds. For the Griffs.
Going to see a little 2-3 zone here. Going to go in and out of man and 2-3 zone, trying to take away the dribble penetration of Kentucky.
A strong penetrating move there by Briscoe. Big, strong guard at 6'3".
One of the best finishers in our nation.
That's going to go the other way. That foul will go against Canisius, and they'll get Malik Johnson for that personal.
And that's something Malik Johnson worked on all summer long, working on his quickness and his handle against bigger, longer defenders. That time, De'Aaron Fox with the advantage at 6'3".
Well, Fox has been called the top point guard of this incoming class out of Houston, Texas. The kick for Briscoe at the foul line, slamming on the brakes. A one-hander, that's a pretty shot. An unofficial whistle with 16:03 to go in the first half.
Officials telling them to leave the basketball alone after it goes through the hoop.
Kentucky, the 8-time national champs, college basketball's all-time winningest program. The 1-0 coming in. This is the season opener for Canisius. And the handoff here for Robertson. They're going to stick to him. You'd have to believe a little bit closer. Crumpton going down. No travel on the play.
What a nice job by Adebayo moving his feet.
Trying to get inside, and down goes Robertson, and he's fouled with 8 on the shot clock. So tough to get in that lane and get off a decent shot against the Wildcats.
Isaiah Briscoe off to a terrific start. First getting out and getting to the rim, finishing with either hand around the rim. And he is so good when he can get in there, so strong finishing at the rim. And how about this one, Idris Adebayo, nice little dribble penetration here, and the beautiful move by Briscoe.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Best Buy, holiday gifting made easy, and Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. Shoot for 2.
Well, the young Cats are excited about the young Cats, but right now it's Canisius on top. 9-6 over number 2 Kentucky inside Rupp Arena. Isaiah Briscoe, the 6'3 sophomore from Newark, New Jersey. And coming off a 17-point performance. And one of the things that really sticks out is how good a rebounder he is.
He really does a nice job of getting back. He understands that it's the guard's responsibility to get everything outside of the paint. Does a terrific job on the weak side of getting out and getting all of those balls outside of the painted area. Really tough little guard.
That's going to be a foul off the basketball. A foul will go against the Griffs.
Isaiah Briscoe's leadership has been so valuable to this incoming class. He told me today that he's really had no adjustment issues with these guys because of how high their IQs are out there on the floor. He said it's made it easy for him to lead this team.
Robertson picking up his first foul and another whistle. And we saw this the other night in the opener against Stephen F. Austin. A flurry of early whistles, and neither side was able to really get any rhythm. That goes against Dowse of the Griffs, and they're going to make a substitution and bring on the 6'7 freshman out of Chicago, Spencer Foley.
Dave, your instinct on those little curl cuts is to touch and to grab, and that's what they're getting caught with here early.
On the slip, Bam gets hit. Adebayo will be at the line to shoot 2.
De'Aaron Fox's vision is exceptional, and that's why I love big guards, Dave, because they can see over the top of the defense, and at 6'3", with those long arms, it allows them to be able to make pinpoint passes that most guards can't make.
Foley with the foul to put the 6'10 freshman at the line out of Little Washington, North Carolina. One of 5 McDonald's All-Americans on the roster.
And that's an area where he's going to have to improve because he's going to get to the foul line a lot this year.
And that one looked pretty smooth. His form is actually pretty darn good. Trying to make him, that's the next step. Johnson quickly into the offensive end. Here's Crumpton up high. One of the 3 guys that Reggie Witherspoon will really need to come up big this season for the Golden Griffins.
Averaged 10 off the bench last year.
Now in a starting role, 10 on the shot clock. Robertson driving the baseline, quick move, and he sticks it. He's proven to be a handful early, but Briscoe on the other end, talk about a handful. That's a quick strike.
And that's Kentucky pace right there.
Well, you got to get back on these Cats. Crumpton will launch off the front of the iron. They want to run again. Here comes Fox. Monk on the baseline. And nothing there for Briscoe. Fox will fire the 3. That clangs away.
And that's the one area I'm concerned about with this Kentucky team. When they play against teams that sag and take away their dribble penetration, can they make enough perimeter jump shots to soften up that defense to be able to get dribble penetration?
Well, you've got to be impressed by this Canisius team and how so far they do not look remotely intimidated.
Oh, not at all. They got 2 hours in last night, went hard. They're executing well on the defensive end.
Well, there's a strong guard move to his right. Briscoe knocks it down. He already has 8 points.
There's a lot of guys on dribble penetration that you could knock them off of their drive. Isaiah Briscoe is not one of those guys. Really strong through his chest and shoulders. Finishes well around the rim with either hand.
Very smooth. He's tied the game at 11. And now Kentucky has caught the Griffs. We'll see how they respond. Crumpton on the baseline. Blocked by the big fella. Bam got his hand on it. Fox looking up the floor. Weaving through, and 2 points.
Canisius has no shot playing at this pace. They're playing at a Wildcat pace right now.
I don't know if anybody does against Kentucky trying to keep up with them there. 13-11, the Cats have the lead. Kentucky surging into the lead, an 11-2 run, Fonz, over the last 3 minutes.
Yeah, they've been terrific off the drive. Watch the upper body strength by Isaiah Briscoe. This is why you cannot give them gaps to the lane. They are excellent off the bounce and finishing. And how about Fox turning on the speed, that left hand at the rim? They've been so impressive off the bounce. But again, going forward, Dave, they got to be able to make some jump shots because teams are going to sag off, play zone. They have to be able to make some perimeter shots.
Here's Isaiah Reese, a 6'5 freshman, into the contest here at Rupp Arena. You talked about them working out last night. They came to Rupp as Robertson lifts and can't stick the 3-pointer. batted around and controlled by the Cats. Here they come again. It's Monk down the lane, and no one stopped him. He'll tip it, miss it, tipped again. Humphries into this thing, but can't get that one to go. When they came here to Upper Indy to begin their practice, the lights were off. Somebody finally hit the switch. That's a great give, and Valenti will finish that one.
What a pretty pass by St. Louis, 23 in blue.
Here's Hawkins from the corner. Humphries there, right back up strong for two.
Tell you what, Humphries is in such better shape this year. The 7-footer, 9 points, 8 rebounds in the last game in 19 minutes.
Valenti with the catch. He's also a very good passer. And it's going to be an offensive foul. They're going to get Dante St. Louis, the freshman, with the personal.
And folks, this is something that they're cleaning up this year on the back down. You cannot reach your arm around to hold the defensive player. That's a great call. Watch this on the back down here. Little chicken wing with that left arm, and that's something that they're looking out for. That's an excellent call by the official.
So in past seasons, we've seen guys get away with that over and over and over again. Not anymore.
Gives too much of an advantage to the offensive player. I love it.
That's one of the emphasis we're going to see this season. Another one is going to be sportsmanship and bench decorum. Coaches and players.
Does that include us?
It just might. Me, certainly not you. And we're also going to talk a little bit about the vertical cylinder for offensive and defensive players. That has been clarified this season. And that could lead to some fascinating officiating.
Yes.
12:22 to go here in the first half, and another whistle. Again off the basketball.
That's Dante St. Louis, number 23 in blue, only a freshman, and he's trying to bump the cutter there, and they're not going to allow you to do that this year. They want that offense free-flowing, and you got to be able to beat him to the spot and misdirect him.
He's come in the game and picked up 2 fast fouls. He's going back to the bench. And so already shooting 1-and-1 time, Sasha Kalea-Jones. Kalea-Jones at 6'10", a freshman from Chapel Hill, North Carolina. McDonald's All-American with a 7'2" wingspan. And Briscoe back in as well for John Calipari. To finish up that story, when they finally did turn on the lights so that Canisius could start to work out, that's when they got to look at all the banners. The kids started to look up and saw all those great numbers of legendary Wildcats, and they were a little bit blown away, and that's happened to more than just this team.
Yeah, the tradition can do it to a lot of people in this place, and that's one of the advantages that they have, which is why they've won so many games on their home floor.
Well, the freshman with another one coming. He could be a premier shot blocker at 6'10", and that's something that John Calipari is really preaching. Defense, defense, defense. He thinks this has a chance to be a great defensive team.
Because of the length and their ability to move their feet, and they can switch multiple positions with their bigs.
Knocked away. There's some great interior defense. Hawkins there. Fox to the baseline. Tough catch. Back for Fox to shoot it. He got a great look.
If you notice right now, Canisius is not even rotating to wide open shooters right now because they want to see if Kentucky can make enough perimeter jump shots. That's an excellent defensive move.
No basket there. The foul will go against Gabriel against Kentucky.
Folks, I love good passing. Watch this beautiful give and go on this play right here. What a pass and a nice cut by Valenti. Beautiful finger roll with the left hand.
First half from Rupp Arena, and Kentucky with a 3-point lead on Canisius. And Tuesday, we have the 6th annual State Farm Champions Classic. That's from Madison Square Garden. 4 reloaded teams. Number 2 Kentucky in action again against Michigan State at 7 p.m. That's followed by number 1 Duke and number 3 Kansas. Both games on ESPN. These are also both Sonic blockbuster games.
Yeah, you're talking about that Michigan State-Kentucky game. How about another sensational freshman in Miles Bridges? But how about these 2 freshmen right here in front of us? Harry Giles, we have yet to see him play, but if he can this year, he's going to make a tremendous impact on Duke's team. Can shoot it from 15 feet, excellent down in the low post. And boy, I would like to, he's had those knee injuries in the past, Dave. I'd love to see him be healthy. I had my share of knee injuries when I was in the NBA, slowed my progress. I hate to see that with young people.
Yep, a lot of question about that. Robertson from the corner, out of the timeout, and he'll swish in the 3.
There's our guy. He needs to touch the basketball every time down the floor because of his ability to be able to move without the basketball. He's great off the bounce as well.
Boy, a little rumble goes through the crowd here at Rupp Arena on the three-pointer to tie this one up at 16. Briscoe trying to shred the D. Here's Willis from the corner. Yes.
One of the few jump shots they've made, but if there's a guy that can knock them down, Derek Willis is that guy.
Well, he started 11 games as a junior, and as a senior, they're going to lean on him. Here's Valenti.
He's really dialed in, and I like how he's dialed in on the defensive end. There were several times where he switched off on a guard defensively against Stephen F. Austin, moved his feet, and kept the guy from getting in the lane.
Robertson again. Little contact there, but no whistle. And the pick by Reese. He thought about firing it right away. Now the handoff. Crumpton down the lane. Yes, for two.
How about the change of hands there by Crumpton? I'm impressed with his athleticism for as big of a guy as he is.
Yep, 6'6" junior with size. And that puts Canisius in an 18-18 tie. Here's Monk. Off target. And right away you can see his jump shot is not lined up. Reese nearly lost it. Valenti on the baseline.
Canisius playing really smart on both ends of the floor right now. Really forcing Kentucky to try to make a jump shot.
Well, a little bit fortunate there. Reese got it back after it was batted away by Willis. And that puts the Griffins on top 20-18.
And Dave, it's what we talked about earlier. I hate to beat a dead horse. The inability of Kentucky to knock down jump shots has been the difference in this game.
They're going to get De'Aaron Fox back in the contest. Briscoe, oh, that's a quick move. He's having an outstanding half. Some of his teammates have yet to join him.
His patience and poise when he gets into the paint, exceptional.
10 points for Isaiah Briscoe. Isaiah Reese, the freshman, pick clean. Hawkins with the stuff.
And Dave, that's something I think we're going to see from this Kentucky team this year. They have 3 to 4 guards that can get up and pressure 94 feet. If you mishandle the ball, they are off to the races. That should have been an offensive foul on the push out there by Reese.
No whistle. Cats on top here, 22-20. Valenti fires and missed badly. Briscoe again. Airborne. Here's Monk trying to get going. That won't fall. He's cold. Robertson on the run. Driving quickly, and it won't fall, but the tip is up and in. Valenti, the man on the spot. And now Reese with a save right there at midcourt after the turnover. His shot won't drop. Tough move underneath there by the big senior, the guard at Martin Dixon. Green, and an outstanding move there to make it 24-22.
Vintage mid-major basketball. Tough, unafraid, with a lot of veteran guys out there on the floor for Canisius. If I'm Canisius, I'm going to continue to pack it in and see if Kentucky can make a perimeter jump shot.
Monk beyond the three. The pass tipped. Here's Valenti after the theft. Boy, they're a confident-looking team coming into Rupp Arena, at least to this point, with about 8 minutes to go in the first half. Reese has made a big impact since coming off the bench for Reggie Witherspoon. Shot clock at 10 now.
He can shoot it from there now.
Crosses over to the right, and Sasha knocked that one out of play, and so Canisius will retain with 7:46 remaining here in the first half, and the Golden Griffins are sticking right with the #2 team in the country. If you're just tuning in, you may be surprised by that score. Still 7:46 to go here in the first half, but Canisius on top of Kentucky 24-22. Here's the bio on Reggie Witherspoon, the Griffs head coach, now 55 years old. We mentioned he had a lot of success for several seasons in Buffalo. He had 4 20-win seasons at the University of Buffalo.
He does a phenomenal job. And watching him in practice yesterday, he has almost an NBA coach's temperament. Not a lot of yelling. Even with the number of young guys he has 7 new faces, 4 of them freshmen.
Well, they only had 2 on the shot clock out of the timeout. They did not get the shot off in time. We have had 7 ties and 5 lead changes in this one. And Coach Witherspoon very, very happy the way things are going. We talked about that North Carolina game, the first game he coached at Buffalo, and they played really well early in that game before losing by a bunch. Bam trying to follow his own miss. He's tied up, fouled on the floor before the shot, so no basket.
Dave, they're waiting too long to get Adebayo the ball in the paint. He has 2 feet in the blue area. When their big is open, you got to throw it to him right away, especially with the new rules calls, because all of a sudden now he gets to flailing in there and they could draw an offensive foul. Kentucky's guards have to get the basketball into him quicker so that he can make a move.
They get Crumpton for the personal, trying to contain the 6'10 freshman, who committed 2 quick fouls in the first 43 seconds in the season opener on Friday.
Tell you what, Dave, I love his motor. I love the energy that he brings. And to your point, that free throw stroke is starting to look a little bit better there. I think it was 3 for 6 from the foul line in the last game.
Humphries coming on the topic of bigs. At 7 feet, the sophomore from Sydney, Australia. And that one too strong, but Humphries grabs the board. Back inside, Adebayo can't finish. Still battling, back up. Another miss, and now it comes free, and the Griffs come out of there with it.
What a scrappy team this Canisius squad is.
And Robertson leading him right now with 10 points. And that's going to be a foul against the Griffs with 7:13 to go in the first half.
A little moving screen there on Martin Dixon Green, number 3 in blue.
That'll be his first.
Got to make sure you're holding your position on those screens. Another area that the officials are going to be looking at closely this year. It's a good call.
And not a lot of rules changes this season, but some different interpretations.
Yeah, I'd say a little bit more enforcement as well.
Enforcement is the key. Briscoe. Bam with a swing. Fox straight on.
Wow. They are 0 for 6 from 3 now.
And let's not kid, a lot of these are wide open shots.
Wide open.
They're just not hitting them yet.
And if I'm Canisius, Dave, I'll continue to pack it in, let them shoot those threes and take my chances. It's a percentage game.
Robertson off the fake. Trying that baseline. The kick out for Johnson. Wide open. He hits that from three-point land.
And Johnson's not a great three-point shooter, but when you see your older guys playing with confidence, as a freshman, you tend to play with confidence, and that's exactly what happened for Malik Johnson on that shot.
The Rupp Arena faithful getting a little bit antsy because the jump shots just won't go down for the Cats. And Canisius has the 27-23 lead.
Phil Valenti on that switch has got a little one inside. They got to look to get 22, the basketball, inside on those ball screens because Kentucky's switching it.
9 to get off a shot. Robertson fires. Too strong. But stripped away by Valenti. He stayed home, picked it, and made the basket.
That's a savvy veteran right there. A senior sneaking in and taking away that inbounds pass. A lot of bigs throw that in blindly. Nice job by Valenti.
This an unexpected test for Kentucky. And Fox bumped in the lane as he gets hit with about 5.5 before halftime. And Canisius with a 6-point lead. Crumpton with his second.
And Dave, this Canisius team has not turned the basketball over. The last I looked, only 5 turnovers, 2 steals there for Kentucky. And when you go on the road and you're playing against a better team, one of the things that you have to do is not turn it over and give them easy opportunities in transition. Well executed on the offensive end by Canisius.
Well, that's what Reggie Witherspoon was most concerned about. We chatted with him in the locker room before the game. He said it's all about turnovers, second chance points. Kentucky forced 28 turnovers on Friday night against Stephen F. Austin and ran away with it in the end.
Plus 30 points off of those turnovers.
29-25. Valenti.
That's a nice job by Adebayo. Not allowing that reversal pass.
With his size to move his feet like that is so impressive.
Look how he sits down.
Dixon Green trying to get inside, but not there. And he commits the foul as Kentucky tries to get off in transition. He'll pick up his second.
Tell you what, that's one of those tough ones, but knowing that Kentucky had numbers, I'd rather foul them and put them on the line, especially if you're a reserve. So I thought that was a good play by Martin Dixon Green.
Could well turn into a dunk contest, and Kentucky's going to win that if it gets to that point against a lot of teams. So it's Monk at the line. And one of the things that John Calipari said after Friday night about Monk, and you've talked about the great off-the-charts talent, he probably doesn't know how good he is.
Right.
Now, John Calipari was a little critical of him for being too casual in that loss to Stephen F. Austin.
It was on him about the same thing today in practice, and that's one of the things that freshmen, and I had to learn it too, Obi, how to go hard every single time and not take a play off, and John Calipari is demanding in that area, and Monk's a great player, and he's smart. He'll meet that challenge.
Isaiah Reese, the freshman, trying to penetrate, lost the handle. Now tried the scoop, and it's knocked away. Bam Adebayo all over him.
Dave, again, when Phil Valenti, 22 in blue, is setting that ball screen, Kentucky switches it every time, and there's a little guard on him. Canisius has to do a better job of getting him the basket, looking at him first of all, and then delivering the rock to him in the post.
Just 7 to shoot. They finally get it in over the top to Valenti. Shot clock down to 3. Johnson got a peek at it, airborne with a one-hander, and he hits it. How about that? Goodness gracious.
Adebayo couldn't have played better defense, but that's what happens when you're playing with some confidence.
On the entry pass, another foul, and it may be Crumpton again, and if so, that'll be his third.
How about the freshman Malik Johnson realizing how much time is on the clock, gets to his left-hand side and a little lefty half hook shot from the elbow. I tell you what, this Canisius squad is playing with a lot of confidence. And again, when you're a freshman, you see the older guys composed, gathered, playing with confidence. You tend to do the same. Malik Johnson playing with that kind of confidence here in the first half.
Adebayo back to the line.
Tell you what, this kid has an opportunity to be an absolute monster. Missed some time with an ankle injury most of the summer, and so wasn't able to work out as much with the team. But I tell you what, when he joined it, you could not tell that he missed all that time. He jumped right back in as if he didn't miss a beat.
Briscoe back to the bench. And another one coming for Bam, but that one too strong. Nice one-handed rebound there by Hawkins to keep it alive. And Kentucky back at it. Here's Monk to lift. And his jumper just not there here in the first half, but another second effort.
Kentucky starting to assert themselves on that offensive glass. And I like what Bam Adebayo is doing right now, Dave. He is making himself not big, but huge down in the low post, asking him to throw the basketball into him, starting to make his presence known on the offensive end.
Lanincic with the foul there, and our Week 10 Monday Night Football matchup features two of the best receivers in the NFL. Our coverage begins with Monday Night Countdown, served by Applebee's. Also at 6 o'clock, streaming live on Watch ESPN.
How about Andy Dalton for the Cincinnati Bengals? He's been sacked already 25 times this year. They have no shot if they can't protect their quarterback.
Man, getting your bell rung. Good touch there by the big fella. So he will step out, and Derek Willis back on now for the Cats.
How about that rotation of size and depth that Kentucky has across their front line this year?
Take out 6'10", and you bring on 6'9".
It's ridiculous.
And you already have a 7-footer in Humphries in there on the back line. Johnson slamming on the brakes.
See, there's their switch again with Valenti inside. He's got a little guy on him in Dominique Hawkins. Got to find him on the interior.
Reese gave up the dribble. He'll lift the three, and that one bangs away. Lanincic, he's traveling with it. So that'll be their 8th turnover, but frankly, the Griffins have to be very happy with such a low turnover total in the first half. Well, John, thank you very much. I think a lot of folks are surprised at this, the way the Griffs are hanging in and indeed have the lead here with less than 4 minutes to go in the first half at Rupp Arena.
The inability to knock down a perimeter jump shot. Kentucky is 0 for 8 from 3, has made them a one-dimensional team. Their dribble drive team now finishing at the rim. And what has that done? Only 1 assist in the first half here for Kentucky.
Fox, who had 12 in his college debut on Friday, has yet to have one. He has 0 to match that number.
It's funny how some things carry over, Dave. He didn't shoot it very well today in their shoot-around as well, so a little carryover tonight. He's got to find a way to get an easy one going to the basket, and typically if you can see it go through the net, a shooter can gain some confidence.
How about that spin and slam by Humphries as he spun free?
What a move by Humphries. That lost 10 to 15 pounds has made him so much more agile, but you can't put a hand on the offensive player here on the defensive end. Watch as he catches it down in the low post. Very patient, and the quick spin to the baseline where the double team is not. And what a finish over the top by Humphries. I think right now, Kentucky's had such success throwing it inside to their bigs with either a score or a foul. They have to continue to feed the bigs.
We've got to be a little bit impressed by the points in the paint by a smaller Canisius team as Valenti feels it and knocks down the jumper.
Tell you what, I've been impressed with Malik Johnson's #1 in blue. I've been impressed with how well he sees the floor as a freshman.
And that foul will go against Canisius, and he'll pick up his second. He's a 6'11" junior out of Quebec, and we mentioned all the Canadian talent for the Golden Griffins, and Reggie Witherspoon says a lot of talent still up there in Canada, and he expects many, many more to become stars in college basketball in the USA.
Yeah, without a doubt. They have an assistant coach sitting on the bench right now, Larry Blunt, who used to be the head coach at Orangeville Prep. He also coached one of the 16 or 17 U teams of the CIA Bounce that's produced a lot of really good players.
Second shot won't go by Briscoe, knocked out of play, and it will be the Golden Griffins basketball here. And unless you have your Greek mythology down cold, you may not know a griffin is the hound of Zeus.
Really?
A gigantic creature said to have mastery of the land and sky. That was the scouting report on you at Notre Dame, by the way. 33-32 with 2:54 to go. They get Briscoe for that foul.
Don't tell anybody, though, Dave. It's a secret.
I love it. Not necessarily a master of the three-point shot for this team, just 34% last season, but they've been hitting him here in the first half. And so Johnson to put it in, Malik Johnson, and like Spencer Foley, fellow freshman, he committed to Canisius when Jim Barron was the head coach, but stayed after he retired and Reggie Witherspoon took over. That was huge for this program.
That was huge. Created some much needed stability with that class.
Reese to the baseline, trying to maneuver, gets it free to Robertson. He can't hit, but another whistle. And a foul will go against the Griffins.
Kentucky dodged a bullet there. Cassius Robertson, #5 in blue. They were given instructions today in shoot-around to not leave him on the weak side of the floor.
And look at all the fouls. They're beginning to pile up now for Canisius. Canisius picks up his third, and he has not been in the game very long.
It's really a tough matchup with him, with Adebayo. Adebayo, Dirk Willits, those guys are too mobile for Plenicic at this stage of his development.
Another one for Adebayo, and hits him. He looked very smooth on those.
Yeah, he's looking good now. Reps can create confidence, and that's exactly what's happened here before our eyes.
On the drive, Johnson flips it up. It won't fall. Bam, down the lane. Briscoe wants to attack, stepping into the paint and knocks it in. He has 13, and now Kentucky has a 3-point lead.
Continue to push the pace on misses and makes for Kentucky.
Tough catch by Robertson. Johnson, the point guard, and that's a travel.
What a great job by Derek Willis, #35 in white. Folks, that kid's 6'9", moving his feet well, using his length to take away the driving lane to his left side, and that's what created that travel. Nice job by Derek Willis.
Now you have to wonder, I think, Fonz, is this the point in the game where Kentucky starts to put the pedal to the metal and break away a little bit? There's a foul, and they're going to get Reese for the personal.
And to your point, Dave, it's how they do it. Continue to drive the basketball.
A Tuesday, we'll have the 6th annual State Farm Champions Classic. from the Garden. It's more from number 2 Kentucky in action again against number 12 Michigan State at 7, followed by number 1 Duke and number 3 Kansas.
Tell you what, Michigan State had 19 turnovers versus Arizona. If they turn the basketball over at that clip to Kentucky, Kentucky will run them out of the gym.
So it'll be Briscoe to shoot again. He scored 39 points in the blue-white game, along with 10 assists. And makes the pair.
A lot of people wondered where he was going to fit in with the 2 new freshman guards. I think that question has been answered now.
Canisius has yet to attempt a foul shot.
Nice cut.
Backdoor cut. Nice catch and converted by Reese.
What a pretty read by Reese.
Reese, a freshman out of Miami and the first recruit signed by Reggie Witherspoon. Briscoe negotiated that left hand for 2 more. He's had a big half. He has 17 to lead all scorers. Reese way downtown with a miss. The high rebound. Monk feeding Fox. Yes. A very quick strike. This now the largest lead of the evening for the Wildcats.
Missed shots and racing the basketball up the floor has been the difference in the last 2 minutes of this game for Kentucky.
And the Wildcats have come alive. Valenti banging inside. Tough shot, yes, but a travel. No basket. A traveling violation on Phil Valenti.
They had the angle and took that additional step, but that was a nice job by De'Aaron Fox forcing him up towards the elbow area. Most guys would give him the angle to get to the rim. De'Aaron Fox doing a nice job of taking that one away.
So inside the final half minute of the first half, Kentucky opening it up a bit here, 42-35. They've had quite a fight on their hands by the Golden Griffins from upstate New York. They're looking to break away right before halftime. Fox setting up a final shot here. Shot clock down to 6. Over the top, Monk slams it in! A spectacular dunk. And the heave won't go. So we are at halftime, and what a way to end the first half for Kentucky.
Well, they worked on this in shoot-around today. Having Bam Adebayo misdirect that ball screen and throwing the lob over the top. Beautifully executed by Kentucky. How about this one, folks? A little misdirection at the top. A nice little read on the backside by Malik Monk. Look at the elevation and the finish. Kentucky is rolling.
So we're at halftime with Kentucky on top, 44-35. Coming up, the Land Rover halftime report. Back to John. And the SEC on ESPN. We're getting set for the second half. Kentucky leading Canisius by a score of 44-35. LaFonso Ellis, Dave O'Brien with you. And one of the amazing things about this first half is Kentucky did not hit a three-point shot. They went 0 for 7. The amazing part is they've gone 976 games hitting a three-pointer. Wow. So that's in jeopardy here tonight.
And that is in jeopardy. They looked ice cold from the perimeter early. Canisius was just sitting back and allowing them to take the shot. We'll see if that changes here in the second half.
Well, also in that first half, Kentucky, they passed the ball so well on Friday night against Stephen F. Austin with 21 assists. Only 3 assists in the first half.
Well, part of that's Canisius did a great job of getting back and matching up, taking away that initial thrust.
Isaiah Briscoe, however, was the star for the Wildcats with 17.
How about this guy coming into the season? Everyone was like, where does he fit in with De'Aaron Fox and Malik Monk? Oh, only 17 points in the last game. How about this game? 17 in the first half, doing a great job of getting into the gaps. I love his patience, his ability to change direction and get to the rim. Outstanding. Isaiah Briscoe absolutely got it done in the first half.
Well, he's closing in on his career high of 20 points. That was against UCLA last December. John Calipari's team breaking away at the tail end of the first half. They went on a 6-0 run, hit their last 4 shots in succession to open up a little bit of a cushion. Golden Griffins with the basketball to begin the second 20 minutes here at Rupp.
Kentucky's got to continue to push the pace, especially on missed baskets. Use that speed, get out in transition to get some easy ones.
Valenti firing that one away, not tipped by Kentucky, so a turnover, number 11. We'll see if those begin to mount. They actually did a pretty darn good job of maintaining a low turnover total.
Yeah, and it's the live ball turnovers that really kill you, and they did a great job in the first half of limiting those opportunities for Kentucky. Kentucky only 2 steals in the first half.
Adebayo passing it out of that double team. The swing for Fox. Monk very cold in the first half. He certainly was not alone, but he drains that one.
That's a good sign for Kentucky. John Calipari told me that he, Fox, and Briscoe are going to take the majority of the shots on the season.
That was a 2-pointer. We'll continue to be on that 3-point watch as Kentucky is yet to make one. The last time they didn't hit a 3 was 1988. And count that basket.
Tell you, the weak side cuts for Canisius have been really good for them in this game.
Last game of that one against Seton Hall, November 26th of 1988 for the Cats.
Watch if Malik Monk can actually put a few together now.
Over the top, bam with a slam.
What a pass.
And a resounding dunk. So 48-37. We talked about it in the last couple of minutes of the first half. Would Kentucky really start to play racehorse basketball and take the Golden Griffins right out of the ball game? But that one knocked down by Crumpton.
And Crumpton was a little quiet there in the first half, but that's a shot he can make. If he can get some of those bigs from Kentucky out on the floor, he should be able to get to the rim because of his ability to make that mid-range J.
Gabriel straight on. Nice look, and he hits the 3. So there's the first one of the night, and the streak continues for the Wildcats.
Very nice by Wenyen Gabriel. He's the glue guy on this team, a guy who I didn't think got enough pub out of the last game. Came off the bench, had 10 points in that game on 5 of 6 shooting. Wenyen Gabriel is going to be a really good player as Kentucky goes along this year.
And John Calipari deciding to start him in the second half, get him into the flow. The roll here for Valenti, and they've run that play several times.
And Dave, that's what we talked about in the first half, that we wanted to see the roll guy. Phil Valenti was not only open, but they would switch sometimes with Kentucky having a guard on him. They have to continue to find him on that ball screen action. Well done there.
Kentucky has won 38 consecutive games here at Rupp Arena. And Fox bumped on the play, and Crumpton upset, but he picks up another foul. That'll be his 3rd. With that alley-oop was just gorgeous.
Again, the reason I like big guards, their vision can see a lot. De'Aaron Fox at 6'3" comes off of this thing and sees him wide open. Bam Adebayo knows what to do with it when you throw it up there.
And I mean up there.
Woo! His ability to get off the floor. I love how not only how high he gets, but how quickly he gets there, Dave. Tremendous for his size.
Briscoe losing his balance. He takes out an official. Willis with a jumper.
I thought Derek Willis should have taken that first shot. That's his shot, and he can make that one. He's got to take it.
Outstanding touch, especially for a man of his size. Just underway here in the second half. Backdoor cut, Johnson. Can't scoop it in. His own miss, and he draws the foul.
Yeah, the length on that first attempt from Malik Monk at 6'3" caused him to change that shot and shoot it short. But you got to give this young freshman, Malik Johnson, credit as a freshman. He's shown tremendous toughness tonight for Canisius.
Monk with his first foul. So Johnson will be at the line. 5'10" out of Richmond, Virginia. And can't drain the first one.
It's a good sign, though, for how steady Malik Johnson has been this year, because if there was one question about this Canisius team, it would be the leadership at the point guard position, having 3 of their top 4 scorers returning from last year. And if this is going to be how Malik Johnson plays, this is a great sign for Canisius when they get into conference play.
He does hit the second one. 51-42 Kentucky. If you're just tuning in, this game was very close in the first half. Briscoe up and in. He knocks in 2 more. He's had a big game of 19. He is 1 shy from tying his career high. Robertson lets fly, and that one blocked out of play. Briscoe doing it all there as he got his fingertips on that one.
He's doing everything for Kentucky tonight. That's the thing I love about him. He can not only get to the rim off the bounce, but he's a guy that you can post as well. And how about this hustle play, getting back, taking away an easy 3 from Cassius Robertson. Speaking of Cassius Robertson, Canisius has to get him going, find him some touches on the offensive end. He's their best scorer.
Kentucky with 5 blocks. They figure to have a ton this season, and another whistle on the inbounds play. And a foul with 16:25 to go. Bam Adebayo will pick up the personal. That'll be his first. That's a great sign for John Calipari and for Kentucky that we are into the second half, and Bam picks up his first personal. Robertson cutting back to his right. Long jumper on the way, and that one rattles in from 3-point land.
Jabril Faulkner, number 32 in blue. He's a San Jacinto Community College transfer, a guy who's really athletic. He can shoot it from the outside and put it down as well. Another offensive weapon for Canisius. What a shot by Fox.
Fox smooth with that one. And another whistle, 15:58 remaining in the contest. And the officials have called it tight as Valenti picks one up.
I don't agree with this one here, Dave. You got to be set and allow him a chance to be able to see the screen. Good call by the official. I was wrong.
Number 2 Kentucky on top by 10. Their second game here in the early going of the season. College basketball season underway, and Big Blue Nation wants a first-hand look. 38 consecutive wins at Rupp Arena for the Cats.
Wow. Tell you what, Dave, back in my day, we had the privilege of playing here. My wife and I had just had our daughter my senior year back in 1992. We were up for most of the first half, but then we turned that thing over. They got a dunk on the other end. This place roared so loud, woke my baby up, and I couldn't even hear when I was out there on the floor.
Woke your baby up.
Yes, what a great place to play. What a wonderful venue.
And Kentucky woke up. That's what they did right at the end of the first half.
Yeah.
Here tonight. And now they've opened up a 10-point lead, trying to add on to that. As that one rolls away on a kick. 15:45 to go here in the second half. Here's Humphries. And threw it away. And some miscommunication for the Cats.
Yeah, and those are tough. Those drive coaches bananas when you make mistakes coming out of a play that they drew up out of a timeout.
Now, John Calipari told us the other day, I'm probably going a little longer in practice by about 15 or 20 minutes every day, just because I have to go over and over a lot of these things. It's not something he's going to have to be doing in February.
Yeah, and he's got a lot of high IQ guys, but it's just a lot for them to absorb.
Robertson so far quiet in the second half. Not good news for the Golden Griffins. He has the ball back to Dowse. Shot clock down to 3. Johnson took a peek on the drive, on the bounce, and St. Louis could not finish it. And a foul on the play, a foul on the elbow as the shot clock was expiring. But the foul came first.
Nice penetration there. We've seen Malik Johnson do that a few times here, and he's able to get in the gap and make a little nice play underneath.
Monk with his second foul.
Monk doing a really nice job of taking away the angle, but when you have your big stepping over like Humphries did, you have to get somebody sinking down to take away his man. Kentucky didn't do that, and they were burned.
Dante St. Louis with the miss, however. Wenyen Gabriel, the 6'9 freshman, back on for the Wildcats. St. Louis at 6'8. One of the 5 Canadians on the roster.
Yeah. Fertile ground up there. A lot of really good players coming from that area. I mentioned to you earlier that Larry Blunt, the assistant coach over there, was a high school coach in Orangeville. He's had 2 guys, Thon Maker and Jamal Murray, who went there. Both guys, of course, in the 2016 draft, top 10.
Faulkner will return for Reggie Witherspoon. And Reggie was talking about his first game as a head coach at Buffalo is against North Carolina. And he tried to park his car close to the arena. He was brand new. He'd only had the job about 10 minutes. And the security guy said, "Sir, you're going to have to park that about 2 miles away. There's a big game tonight. North Carolina's in town. You can't park here." And he said, "Well, I guess I can't coach here then." They eventually allowed him to park close enough to get the job done in his very first game.
That's great.
Well, the foul will go against Valenti. He picks up his second. You mentioned, Reggie, with that pro style, communicating with players. You watched him in practice, two-time MAC Coach of the Year while with Buffalo. Had a lot of success there.
Had a lot of good influences. Coached at Alabama for a year, Chattanooga.
Briscoe shot. That one blocked out of the sky by Dowse. Right back up. Fox, tough angle, and tipped by Bam up and in for two.
That's something that we've seen from this team in the first half. Kentucky, though they've not been able to knock down shots, they've been active on the offensive glass.
And good luck keeping Adebayo off of that rim when he wants to be there.
My goodness.
Valenti.
Got to get Cassius Robinson, number 5 in blue, some shots here if Canisius wants to get back in this game.
Faulkner dragging the foot, and he travels. Now back to that last sequence for Kentucky.
Watch the number of white shirts, folks, in the paint when this basketball goes up. Winion Gabriel getting it going up, missing one. Now the guard's getting into the action. De'Aaron Fox and cleaning it up. His Bam Adebayo. I love the energy and the effort on the offensive glass from the Cats.
Another foul on the play, and Briscoe draws the contact on the quick move, and that'll be against Dowse. He'll pick up his third.
Yeah, Briscoe upset with himself that he didn't take the shot so he can get himself 2 foul shot opportunities.
So Fox checks it in. That's the kick. Gabriel open. Can't cash in. Adebayo with another big rebound. Here's another jumper, and that one will rattle home for Monk. A three-pointer on target.
And Dave, I mentioned that to you earlier. That dunk by Monk going into halftime, when you can see the basketball go through the nets as a shooter, whether it's a dunk, a layup, or what have you, it tends to set you up. He's made his last 3 shots in a row.
Well, he has also given Kentucky their biggest lead, and that leads to a timeout by the Golden Griffins. Kentucky beginning to get away now from Canisius, 60-46 here in the second half.
Kentucky up 60-46, up 14 points on Canisius. Let's go inside the play. Folks, it seems simple, but this is great recognition by 2 teammates. Watch Malik Monk. Bam Adebayo, number 3 in white, goes up, secures this rebound. Most people would just stay in the area. This is knowing your role. Recognizes that his teammate has it. He spaces up to the 3-point shot and drills it. What great recognition there by the 2 Kentucky Wildcats. Malik Monk has it going here early in the second half.
Well, the first half, Kentucky did not make a triple. They went 0 for 7. Second half, beginning to get those to go. They are 2 for 4 from 3-point territory. And leading 60-46. Canisius with it, 17 on the shot clock. And Reese to walk it across the midcourt line. Let's see if the Golden Griffs can get Robertson going. He has been a non-presence. Here's Valenti straight on. Got a great look, and he can't hit.
Yeah, I'd rather that shot be taken from Robertson.
Monk went for the scoop, batted away. The theft by the Griffs. So now they're trying to climb back in the game. They have time with 13 minutes to go. On the backdoor cut. Great job by Monk to interrupt that and deflect it out of play.
That's one of the few times that you want to have your back or your head to the basketball momentarily. What a great job of swiveling his hips and head to take away that pass. That would have been an easy layup for Robertson inside.
So Malik Johnson to put it in now for Canisius. Out of the MAC conference, went 14-19 a season ago. They look like they're going to do a lot better than that this season, given how they've played at Kentucky tonight.
The point guard play has been solidified by the freshman Malik Johnson, number 1 in blue.
Johnson thought about the triple. Valenti inside shot clock dwindling down to 3. Got in close. Couldn't connect. Here goes Fox. Oh, he got it up there and in. How about that play? Lightning quick and draws the foul as well.
John Calipari has asked De'Aaron Fox to play fast and play faster. How about this burst of speed, folks, and the ability to take the contact, hang in the air in the finish. De'Aaron Fox showing off.
Fox choosing Kentucky over Kansas, Louisville, and LSU. And there are many, many more who sought his services on the basketball court. 12.5 minutes to go here at Rupp Arena, 63-46.
Dave, sometimes pressure can be cumulative, and I'm interested to see if Canisius has the legs to get back into this basketball game. But credit Kentucky, they've completely taken number 5, Robertson, out of this game. Nice drive there by Reese.
Isaiah Reese, the freshman from Miami.
I tell you, I've been really impressed with him, Dave. Plays with a lot of poise at 6'4", 6'5", can get to the rim and finish.
Looks a little bit older than a rookie. Of course, a lot of the Kentucky players tend to play that way and have for a long time.
Yes.
Fox again to the paint. Oh, they can't stop them on a move like that.
And that's just a breakdown on the weak side defensively for Canisius. They did a great job in the first half of making Kentucky prove that they can make perimeter jump shots. Kentucky has not done that consistently. The guys on the weak side of the floor have to jam the paint to take away the drive. That's a breakdown there by Canisius.
De'Aaron Fox now with 15 points. 9 to shoot it. There's Robertson spinning it up and draws the foul as he hits the deck on the baseline. 11:27 remaining. And they'll get Hawkins for that foul. 65-48 Kentucky. Some ferocious dunks in there. Kentucky now out in front comfortably. 65-48. Dave O'Brien, LaFonso Ellis with it. And Fon's going to be interesting to see the makeup of this team and how it compares to some of the great Kentucky teams of recent vintage.
Yeah, as we look at the 2012 team here, 1 senior in Darius Miller, 2 sophomores, Terrence Jones, Deron Lamb, and 4 freshmen. How about Kyle Wiltshire, Anthony Davis, Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, and Marcus Teague? This team this year, they have 3 seniors, 2 sophomores, 5 freshmen. And so to have that balance puts you in great position to be able to challenge for a title. And the guy who's really made himself known so far in this season has been Isaiah Briscoe. He's been phenomenal, a phenomenal leader for this Kentucky Wildcat team.
There's 19 points tonight. So one more and he ties his career high, 65-49. And coming up on the 11-minute mark here in the second half. A touch here for Briscoe. To the baseline. A double teamed. He got out of it. Kalea Jones in close and draws the foul. He is long, athletic, and he can really block shots as well. Briscoe is, of course, a sophomore. And has scored 19 tonight. And Willis, a senior. We've also seen Dominic Hawkins, another senior. And Isaac Humphries, another sophomore, play good minutes on Friday and again tonight.
It's a very deep team that John Calipari has, especially across that front line, something that they didn't have last year. And I mentioned earlier, I love Derek Willis playing the 4 when Bam Adebayo's at the 5. He's the perfect complement to Bam. Bam getting it done on the interior. Derek Willis's ability to stretch the defense, perfect complement of each other.
Johnson looking for Valenti in the back door. They've connected a couple of times. Here's Robertson way downtown. And a big rebound by the Cats. And we talked about the length of Kalea Jones at 6'10".
Wow.
And 2 there for Briscoe and a new career high for him. He has 21.
What a spin.
That brought some oohs and ahs here from Rupp Arena.
From me too.
And a quick whistle off the ball with 10.5 to go. Worth another look.
I mean, watch him put the defender in the spin cycle here. A little hesitation there in the spin. Wow, beautiful in the finish to the rim. Isaiah Briscoe having himself a night.
Gabriel just picked up his third foul for Kentucky. Valenti, blocked from behind by Willis. He got on top of that basketball very, very quickly. 6 block shots tonight for the Cats. Valenti lets fly, but too strong.
Yeah, the length of Kentucky has really bothered Valenti tonight.
Briscoe trying to drive it, denied by Johnson. The jump shot in the air, but that won't go, but that will. Sasha on top of the iron.
Jermaine Crumpton, number 2 in blue, didn't box out there, allowing Sasha Kalea to get to the rim.
And he stuffs it in. And that lead balloons here with about 10 minutes to go. And the faithful delighted with that score, 69-49. Hey, on Tuesday, we have the 6th annual State Farm Champions Classic from Madison Square Garden. 4 reloaded teams, including Kentucky, back at it. Number 2 team in the country, taking on number 12 Michigan State at 7. That's followed by number 1 Duke and number 3 Kansas. But starting off with that Kentucky and Michigan State game, those are 2 programs who do not back down from anybody.
No, they play tough non-conference schedules, and this is going to be an incredible game. Miles Bridges, freshman extraordinaire for Michigan State, starting his debut with just 21 points. So it's going to be a nice little competitive game between freshmen.
Those teams, by the way, have combined to win 18 NCAA championships since 1939. Kentucky with 8, Duke with 5, Kansas with 3, and Michigan State with 2.
Wow.
So amazing tradition.
Dave, that's so good for our game to have those types of games so early in the season.
Oh, I couldn't agree more. And when teams are willing to schedule each other like that, it benefits everybody.
Yes.
And John Calipari will say, sometimes I've overscheduled. Sometimes it's burned me in the past, but I want to see how good we are. Tom Izzo says the same thing. Mike Krzyzewski says the same thing. Bill saw all those guys. The jumper by Reese, kind of a line driver. And a reach and a foul in the backcourt by Reese. Maybe some frustration there as he knocked Fox.
And Dave, I'll say it really benefits teams like Kentucky and Duke, who tend to bring in great freshman classes each year. It allows these freshmen, because the coaches are always yelling, gosh, you can't take any plays off. You got to play with a greater level of intensity. When they meet each other early, then it demonstrates what the coaches have been saying the entire time and tends to raise the level of your practices and their focus. And that's why I love these early competitions.
Fox with another one coming. The Texas Gatorade Player of the Year as a high school senior at Houston Cypress Lakes High. And just a world of ability. Valenti with a swing. Robertson nearly lost the handle there. He's been, as mentioned, pretty much a non-factor in the second half for the Golden Griffs.
They've really kept a body in front of him everywhere he's been on the floor, so hasn't gotten the open looks. Good move by Crumpton.
Can't finish, though. Here's Monk. He's starting to heat up on the baseline drive. He draws the foul with 9:23 left here in the second half.
Dave, that's another luxury that John Calipari has. He has 3 guys on the floor right now that can rebound the basketball and push it up the floor. That time it was Malik Monk rebounding the basketball, pushing it, attacking at the baseline. Puts a lot of pressure on your transition defense.
He was the co-MVP with De'Aaron Fox at the Jordan Classic, scoring 22 points. Everyone talks about sky's the limit. How good can he be?
What it is he's a phenomenal athlete. He has a bounce game that not a lot of people know about. The strength of his game offensively, in my opinion, is his mid-range game. If he starts to shoot the 3 ball with great consistency, 38, 39%, he's going to be very difficult to deal with in college and at the next level.
Kentucky now with 4 players in double figures, and the lead balloons to 73-49. For about 3 minutes of the first half, the game was tied, and for several minutes, Canisius actually had the lead. A whistle here on the basket with 8:58 to go. And Canisius had a bit of a window in the early stage of the second half, but could not get Robertson free. And Kentucky and all that talent started to break away and now in a real comfort zone.
Yeah, Dave, on the road, starting out, Canisius first possession in the second half of the game, they turned it over. And that kind of set the tone for this entire second half. And Kentucky's certainly taking advantage.
Hawkins with the foul, put Robertson at the line. So 3-point play. He has 14 points. 73-52, Kentucky. Hawkins with a bounce for Fox. A two-pointer coming. Rebound batted away, controlled by the Golden Griffins. Valenti to Crumpton. Bowling his way in, and he'll draw the foul. He's a big body.
He really is, and he knows how to use it around the rim. Got a good angle on Kalea Jones on that last play there. Didn't allow him to get his arms up, and that's why when a low post player catches the basketball, you got to have your hands up and ready, Dave, because as soon as they turn, if your hands are down, it takes too much time to get them up, and it usually draws a foul. That's a really nice move by Crumpton.
So at the line to shoot and drops in the first one. In the first half, Canisius actually had success in the paint. They were staying right with Kentucky. Totally different story in the second half.
Yeah, and part of that is Kentucky really shut down Cassius Robertson, number 5 in blue. And when you can do that and clog the painted area, it takes away all that dribble penetration. And this team is so long, Dave, that they can challenge every shot at the rim. With 4 guys, usually 2 to 3 guys on the floor at any time that are 6'8" and above.
Another whistle here, and a dunk won't count. In fact, in the first half, the Golden Griffins actually led for 9 minutes and 42 seconds. And hopes of a gigantic upset were starting to brew for them. Crumpton just picked up his 4th foul. He has 7 points. Adebayo will be at the line. Mentioned this that Bam earned that nickname. Bam, when he flipped a coffee table when he was a little one in front of his mom while she was watching an episode of the Flintstones.
Nice. Nice pass.
Kentucky getting on top of him very quickly, but Crumpton will be at the line. That'll be on Humphries. He'll pick up his second.
I love what Crumpton did there. He caught that basketball, made a quick move, and what he did is got his shoulders square to the baseline and protecting that basketball with his inside shoulder. He's really good. He catches that basketball around the rim.
Junior from Niagara Falls, New York. Another thing that he can give them is three-point ability. He hit 37% last year beyond the arc.
Really did. He's got a really nice stroke from out there, and that's a tough matchup in their conference, because if you put a 3 on him, he can take that person down to the post and post them up. If you put a big on him, he can shoot it from the outside.
Robertson stepping into the 3, not there. Valenti will give them a 3rd opportunity, though. And now Johnson to run the offense for Reggie Witherspoon. Well, last year, even though they lost 19 games and had some trouble from 3-point distance, this was a very sticky team. And it'll go the other way as that one's simply out of play by the Golden Griffins. We'll take the timeout with 7:55 remaining here. 73-54 Kentucky.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Arby's. Arby's, we have the meats.
Kentucky up 73-54, and Fonz, every once in a while, on-court and off-court fashion can meet in the same guy.
And tonight they've met in Isaiah Briscoe. How about that? How about the style here, Dave? Nice little bow tie action. And how about the cap toe shoes there? Socks are looking pretty good, too. But when you have that kind of style off the floor, you got to be able to bring it on the floor, and he's done exactly that tonight. 17 points in the first half and come out in the second half and has continued to attack. He's so good, Dave, off the bounce. Canisius has had no answer for him in the second half.
A lot of style points.
Oh, too many.
I agree with you. I love the look of the bow tie.
Oh, yeah.
If you can learn how to tie it. It took me 2 hours to learn how to do it 2 weeks ago. I finally got it down at the 11th hour. I did. I went to YouTube, and it was no help. Briscoe with the scoop, trying to add to his 21, a career high.
Just go Ascot. Just go Ascot.
Yes.
It's easier.
Ascot's a beauty. That's all you. Here's Monk. The give to Briscoe over the top. And Bam there with a slam.
Dave, did you see how high his head was near the rim? That is ridiculous.
Man. Boy, he is going to be fun to watch.
Yes.
That'll be said of many of these Wildcat players in this season, which is underway. They're trying to go to 2-0. And a really challenging schedule about to come up as well. Here's Valenti. Shot clock at 5. Johnson with a swing. Douse in the paint, scoops it. Fox looking up the floor. He had Monk for a moment. Briscoe quickly into the paint. Fox denied. Valenti with some good defense in that lane. And he'll set it up.
Yeah, dribble penetration has created some really nice opportunities for the bigs inside.
Briscoe in and out. Boy, that was in the cylinder. Tipped right back to him. Fox, nothing there. He was looking for a whistle. 75-54. The Cats, number 2 team in the country. On the drive, Douse again, but once more denied. It's been tough sledding in that paint in the second half for the Golden Griffs. Gabriel lines it up. That's in and out. That rim has been of no help last couple of times down for the Cats.
That's right. But I love how Bam Adebayo goes straight vertical in the air while offensive players are trying to draw that contact, and he's done a really nice job there. Mozgov-like underneath.
Note his last basket, he has a double-double. Bam with 12 points and 10 rebounds. So he's really bounced back from a rocky opener in which he was in foul trouble right away. Another whistle. 5:35 remaining. And that alley-oop was very pretty moments ago.
And folks, when the basketball's on the reverse and there's that ball screen, the big steps up. A guard has to come underneath. But look how high Bam Adebayo is in throwing that one down. That is insane.
A 6 on the dunkometer. Briscoe with a foul a moment ago.
Dave, you going to throw one down tonight or what?
I'm alley-ooping to you, my friend. And you're going to take care of the rest. Although you told me before the game, it's not the going up, it's the coming down you're scuffling with.
Oh, that right meniscus, man, starts to scream at me.
Well, they're screaming trying to make St. Louis miss here, but he cashes in. (75-55). Adebayo draws the contact on his way to the rim. And that personal against St. Louis will be his 4th.
Yeah, that's something that Kentucky was even working on before the game today. Giving their bigs the basketball at that elbow area, having them take a little inside step and attack to the rim. Bam Adebayo explosive on that one.
And buries the first tonight. Wrap up your weekend with SportsCenter at Night with John Anderson, Chris Berman, Herm Edwards. John will have all the college hoops, NBA, and NHL highlights. Boomer and Herm joining the show for the NFL highlights. SportsCenter at Night on ESPN. And great to have you with us tonight here at world-famous Rupp Arena, where Kentucky has been rolling since the last couple of minutes of the first half, shaking off a tough Golden Griffins team who led for a big chunk of the first half, actually. That one tipped off the hands of Canisius. That's off St. Louis and out of play.
Yeah, Kentucky's been dialed in on the defensive end here and taking away all ball screens, even the back cuts. They're active, alert with their hands in the passing lane, really shutting off all of the offense for Canisius.
Gabriel with the bounce. Monk turns and fires. That's tough to stop.
Yeah, and that's what he did in high school. He would get some of those players who are his size, a little shorter, sometimes even a little taller. He just turned and shoot right over the top. What athleticism by Monk.
He had a cold start, but he now has 13 points. 79-55. Johnson on the wing. Coming up on the 4.5-minute mark here at Rupp. Robertson fires and around and out. He was a little unlucky there as it spun free.
That's the first open look he's gotten here in the second half.
Fox stepping into the lane and fouled by Johnson to deny the basket. And that'll be Malik Johnson's third.
Calipari's got to be pleased with his guys here in the second half. To your point, Dave, earlier, he's been preaching defense, defense, defense. He knows that with all the offensive weapons out there on the floor and coming off the bench, that they can hang 80 on anyone. But can they stop a team? Can they keep a team at 60, 65? And I like how they've come out focused in the second half. Even on back cuts, things that they were giving up early in this game, those weak side curl cuts, they've taken all of that away from Canisius. Every shot is a challenge shot here in the second half. Well done by this group out here on the floor for Kentucky.
So John Calipari has been telling people he believes this can be one of the great defensive teams. That's saying a lot. When you think back recently, some of the great defensive teams that Kentucky's had, do you believe they can be that good?
He's got 4 to 5 guys that can be rim protectors. He's got 3, 4 guys who can be absolutely up in your shorts, taking away your driving lanes with long arms. And so I think this team has an opportunity to be an elite defensive team, both inside and out.
Cassius Robertson's tough second half continues as that one is knocked away from him and he turns it over. Monk gave up the dribble. Here's Fox. Adebayo trying to get inside that lane. And now comes up to set the screen. Monk again. Yeah, he's starting to feel it. He knocks in a triple.
That's really a great read by Fox. On that ball screen, the weak side defender has to step up and take the roll guy. Malik Monk wide open on the left side of the floor.
Give him 16, the man who won the three-point contest at the McDonald's All-America game. He can really shoot it. Crumpton, tough spin move, and he gets it to go with a foul as well. He continues to work hard.
Oh, he does.
Adebayo will pick up his second personal.
Malik Monk, after that dunk in the first half, was really heating up here in the second half and shooting it with a lot of confidence for the Cats right now. The Cats are rolling.
We've been talking about Malik Monk, who can do a little bit of everything. He's caught fire here in the second half. You go back to that McDonald's All-American game, and he literally did it all, winning the three-point contest. He was second in the slam dunk contest.
That's really unusual to have a guy with the kind of shooting ability he has with the hops that he has as well. And I think it's that athleticism which is going to allow him to be an excellent defensive player as well.
So 16 points for the freshman, one of the five-star recruits here in Lexington. And once again, Kentucky reloading with a magnificent freshman class. Crumpton will be at the line to try and finish off a three-point play. With 3:26 showing on the clock here, 84-57 Kentucky.
I really like what I've seen from Crumpton tonight. He is going to be a load to deal with when they get an MAAC play.
11 points. Pass slid it inside for the hook shot that'll roll in for Humphries.
A little misdirection there and a duck in by Humphries. Beautifully executed by the Cats.
You know, you come to Kentucky and you work with Afonso Ellis. Good backdoor cut and a whistle, a foul on the play. And he doesn't get friendly text messages from just anybody. You have to look up into the rafters and see the guys that you're getting texts from, like Dan Issel, one of the all-time greats here at Kentucky. Your first coach in the league.
He was. He and I were rookies in the NBA with the Denver Nuggets. Dan, rookie coach, and I and Brian Stith were rookie players together. And Dan, fun to play for. Players coach. I thought he was very disciplined with us, and man, we had such a blast. In fact, we had the privilege of being the first number 8 seed to beat a number 1 seed in 1994. The league-leading Seattle Supersonics had 67 wins that year, and we took that team out, and much credit to our coaching staff headed by Dan Issel.
Well done. Quick move by Fox, and he'll draw the whistle with 2:54 remaining. He is just lightning quick. Atkinson picks up foul number 1, and it'll be Fox to the line.
Fox at the line for 2.
Dave, John Calipari told me when we were talking about De'Aaron Fox today in shoot-around is he just wants him to play fast with great speed. He said we can work on the poise later, and he's shown that brilliant speed at times tonight.
John always has something he wants these kids to be working on. He said after the victory over Stephen F. Austin, he wants Fox to hunt more rebounds and not hang around the perimeter, to get in there and get that done. So he's always looking for something.
Well, he has the speed to be able to get in there and out. And so I understand why Calipari would say that.
He's been perfect at the line, 9 for 9. Under 2:40 to go here at Rupp Arena, and a reach in by Humphries. His third. And so now John Calipari is going to go to the bench. He's going to bring on his son. His son Brad, the 6-foot freshman. At Kentucky, there are always a couple of crowd favorites. It could be a regular. Often it's a bench guy. And you wonder if Brad might be that guy. He wants to be a coach himself one day.
Yeah. Let's listen to the fans here.
Humphries coming out. Fox coming out. Ty Wynyard, another freshman at 6'10", on the floor for the first time. And Brad Calipari into the contest. He scored 1,000 points in high school.
Wow.
He's got a jump shot. Get better.
I would expect Coach's sons to be able to shoot it.
Yes.
Pretty nice number he's wearing, too. Small number from college.
Yes. Mulder has not played very much here. Turns, fires, and hits a three-pointer.
And that's what he does. He's an excellent outside jump shooter. But he came in last year just under a lot of pressure and wasn't quite knocking down his shots, but that's what he's capable of.
Trumped it too long. A collision right there inside the foul line as Faulkner hit the deck. He took a pretty good shot. 2:05 to go. The foul will go against Dominique Hawkins, number 3, for the Kentucky guard, and that'll put Faulkner to the line.
Faulkner's going to feel that one for a little while. Dominique Hawkins is a strong, well-built young man.
Took a shot right there at the chin and has to go to the line and shoot foul shots, and too strong. Now Kentucky in familiar territory, needing to replace 75% of their scoring, 70% of their rebounding from last year's team, but they look like they've done it.
Isaiah Briscoe has led the charge with his leadership in the offseason that has led to positive production in his first 2 games. 17 points in his last game, up to 21, I believe, now, with 17 of those in the first half. And he's really put his stamp on this young Wildcats team.
Mulder looking inside. Calipari fires that one right into the Golden Griffins' hands. And batted away there by Willis. He got quickly down the other end. Calipari will line up a long one. He can't hit it, but fouled on the play. So the minute 37 to go, and I think we are onto something there as far as the new crowd favorite here at Rupp Arena, because they were all rising up when Atkinson fouled him. And he's at the line for 3.
As a player, I used to love these times where we had enough of a cushion to allow some of our guys who put in heavy work day in and day out to get some opportunities, to get some minutes on the floor, and certainly when they can either get to the foul line or knock down a shot. What a special time and a nice payoff for the guys who put in the same amount of work as we rotation guys.
He makes the second. He has another one coming into the scoring column. And a freshman who just turned 20 on Friday makes 2 of 3.
Who do you think's a better shooter, he or his dad?
I'm not saying. I'm not saying because I don't know. Foley on the drive and cashes in for 2. They like him a lot, the 6'7" freshman from Chicago.
Very versatile, an outstanding shooter from the perimeter. And if he can continue to make plays off the bounce, it adds just another versatile dimension to this Canisius team that I really like.
Mulder way downtown, tipped away. So coming up on the final minute of play, and Faulkner will drill that one for 2.
Tell you, I think 6 is too low for this Canisius team. I mean, my goodness, the versatility that they have on the floor. 3 of their top 4 scorers returning from last year. Some of their conference foes are going to be surprised with this team.
Atkinson very quick but can't connect. The follow won't go down.
It's a foul.
The basket counts with 33.7 remaining and no whistle. As they will let them play 93-69. So Kentucky is going to roll to their second victory of the season, and a whistle in the backcourt. And out of schedule really starts to toughen up for the Cats.
Yeah, they match up next against Michigan State, and you know that's a team that I've talked about that they're young, with Miles Bridges being kind of their main guy. Took almost 20 shots the other night. I was surprised by that Michigan State team. They had only 9 free throw attempts in the entire game. They were 8 of 25 from 3.
Wow.
And that just doesn't sound like Michigan State Izzo physical basketball to me.
And they lost to Arizona.
Yeah. And if they're going to play that way against this Kentucky team, I think this Kentucky team will blow them off the floor, especially if they turn it over as many times as they did against Arizona.
Rebound tipped and controlled by Kentucky. So the Cats with a 93-69 lead. Very impressive in the second half in particular, because this was a close game for much of the first half, not the way it ends. As the Wildcats are in the win column again, adding to their all-time college basketball record, 93-69 over Canisius here tonight. The Golden Griffins losing in their season opener. Kentucky now off to a 2-0 start, with Michigan State coming up next. 93-69 the final. To watch this entire game on replay, go to watchespn.com. This has been a presentation of ESPN. And coming up next, Vice World of Sports. Good night from Rupp Arena.